Hey, how y'all doing? Um, for those of you that don't know me, my name is Mark Boseju. I'm sure most of you are familiar with me since I went to the retreat last year. Um, I want to thank the Bethany Youth Ministry for reaching out to me, um, especially for the poetry night. And for me personally, it's an honor and it's a blessing from God that you guys would reach out to me for me to read this to y'all. But once again, everything I do is for the glory of God. There's no personal benefit out of it. But once again, I do thank you guys for your continued support and your prayers um, over the course of the year. Um, I want to give a special shout out to Samuel Paul, who gave the idea for me to submit this webcam and to read a couple of my pieces to y'all. So um, basically, um, you guys can enjoy it. And anytime you want to read it, they're always located on my page at Facebook. So um, once again, I do thank you for your continued support. And um, the first book, which I'm going to release, called Words on High, will be released in May of 2011. So I'll give people more info. It's in the editing stage right now, so one more stage before printing begins. Um, and once the exact release date is disclosed to me, I will definitely let you guys know so you can purchase your copy or you can purchase it online um, and enjoy the book. So as far as this poetry night goes, um, I do have 3 poems that I want to go ahead and read. Um, and where do I begin? It was very hard to choose, you know. God has blessed me to the point where I've written about 60 poems. I posted 60 poems, but I've written more than that. So it was very hard for me to choose. So I went with the poems that were the most challenging and the most inspiring, in my opinion. And I believe that the choices, hopefully, um, you support the choices after I've read them. Um, if you felt I should have read something different, please let me know. Let me know, and I'll make sure another time um, I record more poems and I share them with you. So this is a rare thing I do. I really usually don't read poems over the webcam, but basically to keep this thing rolling, the first poem I'm going to read is basically one of the hardest pieces I've had to write. Um, for those of you that remember the tragedy that happened to the motherland of Haiti back in January 12th of 2010, it was the toughest, most trying part in our people's history. The day after it happened, I couldn't write anything about it. I was in shock, anger, denial. Um, I really couldn't put it all into words. There was no sense of inspiration. But this year, God has allowed me to write something to commemorate that. And the title of this poem is January 12th, 2010. And then all was still. All I could hear was the ocean, a rush of emotion that followed the ground's sudden motion. Darkness surrounds me, and I am trapped in every angle as boulders and stones press deeper and leaves me entangled. My legs are badly mangled, and I cannot feel my extremity. I've never been in a situation so dangerous and deadly. My lungs are closing rapidly, and it gets harder to breathe by the hour. Slowly, I lose bodily function and power as the noise above grows louder. At first, I'm unable to detect or discern the sound or the source, but before nature takes its course, I'm pulled out with extreme force. I have been freed, but the scene that unfolds before me was death. A mixture of sadness and shock almost causes me to lose my breath. A school I once attended is now scattered all over the ground. Desperate mothers yell for sons and daughters nowhere to be found. Wherever I walk, bodies lay around the street covered with blood, a flood of corpses that people barely recognize, faces caked with mud. Family members and people were homeless. It was a sight I'll never forget. But throughout all the damage and disaster, I know God has not left us yet. For you can argue his existence, you may say his presence wasn't there, but I can bear witness that he is my God and no one else will compare. Deep in the rubble, the red and blue emblem still holds strong and true. A union fait la force is a message I will represent through and through. During this time, we will show the world that there is strength in unity as we work to restore our motherland back to its original beauty. Do not remember this day as a time of national tragedy and regret, but let it stand as a day where our faith and strength has been set. January 12th, 2011. Or should I say 2010. So that was the first entry. The second poem that I'm about to read, probably one of the most inspirational poems I've read. One of the poems that's going to be included in the book, Words on High. The title of this poem is What is Intimacy? Many people have questions about what love is all about, what being in a relationship is all about. But not all of us know what intimacy really is. We think intimacy is just a physical act. We think it's just making love to someone. Intimacy starts from the spirit, is when spirits intertwine and come together. So this second piece I'm about to read is about intimacy. What is intimacy? Intimacy requires more than just physical body contact. Displaying affection of people to all genders, white or black. It's a fact that intimacy is more than just a chance meeting, upon greeting. It's a look that you share so fleeting, not deceiving, but receiving, as love and sensitivity is interceding. Intimacy is allowing her to see past your outer desire and pride, about opening yourself up and allowing him to enter inside, your mind so divine. As your body longs for the ethereal, a feeling so imperial that it surpasses any physical material. Your spirits are on the same page as your bodies connect, just as two opposite roads that intersect into one more perfect. Intimacy is stating your absolute love without speaking, when both your words flow out as natural as breathing. Intimacy is passion, bred for action, satisfaction, and pleasure, to find its treasure, once lost but regained at the greatest measure. Intimacy is not merely feeling love or performing the act. It is an antidote for the soul when hate and anger attacked, when denial meets trials in a cruel world so vile. Intimacy makes living this life much more worthwhile. So you tell me now, what do you think intimacy is? Something we should go home and think about. And last but not least, you have me working here, so that's okay. Last but not least, the latest poem I've written, I think, obviously this is the most popular poem. I've had 12 people on Facebook who obviously like this poem. Probably one of the most comprehensive, complete poems I've ever written. So the title of this poem, as obviously some of you may have already guessed, is Love Comes in the Morning. And I've written that, I believe, last week. So here it goes. Love comes in the morning. Her searching eyes were sealed through the clear tinted glass. Looking back at her is an instant shade of her turbulent past. She casts her eyes at the tree branches swaying in the breeze, remembering a time where she was unable to go where she pleased. With difficult ease, her gaze shifts sideways toward the east bend, where the young kids played as though their time would never end. She has spent her whole being dreaming of the seemingly unattainable, the almost unimaginable feeling of passion that was so incomparable. It seems that she has looked everywhere, but to no apparent avail. Every day she is forced to live with a reminder that she would fail, and will continue to live her life in a cocoon of her own fear and doubt. But deep inside her emotional mystery, she knows there's a way out. Somewhere in the recesses of her heart, she clings to some hope, that he will come to spiritually elope with her to help her cope. Her mind is consumed with being in his warm, sheltering embrace, a rare place where his heart can dry the tears from her face. Her words would comfort her soul and remove her hidden anxiety, showering her with the rays of emotional bliss in every variety. As dawn approaches, the light kisses her face with immense beauty, reflecting upon her visage as it covers her with its warm immunity. Love comes in the morning, and it has been instilled within her today, concealing the darkness and brushing her inner doubts away. So those are the three pieces that I have for the poetry night. If any of you want to hear any more, just hit me up on my page. Um, just let me know, inbox me, send me an email at bosasu7@bellsouth.net. So it's my last name, number 7 at bellsouth.net. Give me an email. If you want to make a special request to send a poem to someone, you can go ahead and hit me up once again. Words on High will be released in May 2011. Once again, thank you, Bethany Baptist Church Youth Ministry, youth pastors, and the senior pastors for having me share this poem. And God bless you.